About a year ago now, I finished the book Mistborn, and like anyone who did, immediately started looking at medals around me, wanting to push off them and soar through the skies. Luckily, I am a game developer, so I tried to make a game to do exactly that, and that's the game you're seeing right here. It's still in its very early stages, but I'd like to show some of the things that I'm proud of, and some of the things that I've been working on. The first step was to identify what kind of game I wanted to make, and I've always been a big fan of games like Dishonored, Cyberpunk, and Wolfenstein Youngblood, games where the player is put through a kind of stealthy level, and it's sort of a puzzle to solve how to get through it without being detected or without taking any damage. The next step was to make the iron pulling and steel pushing. Now, this was actually quite easy, and I won't get into too many of the technicalities here, but I wanted to create a movement system that was very free and very easy for players to explore. That makes it difficult to anticipate what players will do and hard to control where it will break, but I think that's a risk I'm willing to take. The next medal I made was pewter. I wanted people to rely on pewter like they do in the series. I wanted levels without that ability to feel difficult and sluggish. That's why I've made the health that you gain from pewter a buffer from death instead of in front of the health like a normal shield. The next medal in the pairing is tin. The tin enhances your senses, so I wanted lights to grow brighter, and it also makes the mists around Scadrial more opaque. There's more I need to do with this metal, such as increasing the damage you take whilst burning it, increasing the sounds around you, but right now I think it looks good and it feels nice. The last metal I made was bronze. Bronze makes pulses of sound when someone is burning metals. I wanted to also make a visual component for this, since it helps with accessibility, and not everyone plays with sound on. I used sound attenuation to make sure that players could locate enemies. After starting with the character, I then moved on to the enemies that I wanted to fight. I used Ali El-Zuhairi's Smart Enemy AI series. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. And I started out with making just a melee and a ranged enemy. After that, I moved on to making a more special enemy. I created the Haze Killer. I gave it a shield and the ability to parry for a more interesting combat. The next thing I plan to do with this is adding allomancers as enemies, which will be very difficult, but hopefully a lot of fun. Now, a lot of the things in my game are standard with Unreal, but there are a few things that I've made which I'm relatively proud of. To end this off, I've got a lot cooking with this project, and a lot of stuff to do. It's challenging, but I'm having a lot of fun. If you have any suggestions, feel free to let me know. And please, it would mean the world to me if you would like and share this video. Yeah, well, thank you so much for watching, and have a lovely day.